Welcome back to LSU. What a first rotation. I'll tell you what, why don't we just both put up season highs? Kentucky did it on bars. LSU did it on vault. We have got an incredibly close competition as we expected. You know, the LSU Tigers have always had a lot of talent, but they have got 3 athletes on their team. Haley Bryan, Aaliyah Finnegan, Kaya Johnson. They all are all-arounders. They can score a 10-0 anywhere on any event at any time, and I will argue, Allie, find me a better trio in the country than these 3 right here.
They are incredible, and honestly, more importantly, they've really become leaders on this team, and that leadership could make all the difference for them this season.
Just enjoying it with my teammates. I love each and every one of them. I love LSU, I love Louisiana, so kind of just giving my one last season of gymnastics to every single person on this team and every single person that supports LSU, and I'm just really trying to enjoy it.
I think we're all on the same page and we're all going full speed ahead, and so it's just rinse and repeat at this point. That's what makes us kind of come together. We all have the same goal, and I think you're really going to be excited about this upcoming season.
My team had a whole season to compete even after I got injured, so I just learned to be more vocal and to contribute to my team in other ways than just gymnastics. The sky's the limit for this team, and it's my last year here, so just enjoying every single moment and just not taking anything for granted and just leaving with no regrets.
I'm most looking forward to just seeing where this team goes. You know, Haley said earlier that the sky's the limit, and I think that we can even go above the sky.
We have so much talent, and we've been working so hard, so I'm just excited for us to go out there each week and show everybody.
We talk about LSU around the country, and they will agree the sky is the limit. For more on the Tigers, we're going to toss it to our 3rd member of our broadcast team, Taylor Davis. Taylor?
Well, John, it was a season full of adversity, but success was found in spite of it. Kaya Johnson told me this week, after so many of us went down with serious injuries, the rest of the team decided we're training and competing for the betterment of this team, and they've carried that into this season. Kaya told me this week, we obviously don't want the same circumstances, but we do want the same mentality.
Thanks, Taylor. And you talk about an embarrassment of riches and how talented this LSU team is. They have those big 3, as we like to call it, but man, they might have the best freshman in the country, Allie. Connor McLean got a 10-0 here on bars last week.
Connor is so fantastic on this event. It is hard to find a deduction when you watch her.
She did not have one on that event last week. Jay Clark knows it. I think Jay Clark needs to come out of his shell a little. He's a little too reserved. We're going to see Connor and the Tigers on bars next. Wondering, what is the format of college gymnastics? Well, you're in luck, because I'm going to tell you. Each team puts up 6 gymnasts on each event. The best 5 scores count. So that is the critical part of how this meet is scored, because you can drop the lowest. If there's a fall, if there's a mistake, it's not going to kill the team's score, but you better not have more than 1 mistake, because then it starts to count. So top 5 scores count. The cumulative total wins. The highest cumulative total wins. Home team starts on vault. They go Olympic order. Unfortunately for the visiting team, Allie, they got to end on beam. I always say the meet doesn't start till you get to beam, but how hard is that to finish with the pressure on balance beam?
I completely agree. I think you never know what's going to happen until both teams compete on the balance beam. Don't forget, it's only 4 inches wide.
This is Delaney Rodriguez. She is a freshman, and she is a starter. We've been talking about it for Stuck Landing. She hasn't, I don't think, taken a step in her collegiate career. She's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. I mean, we don't want to jinx her, but I am so impressed with Delaney.
Yeah, she is that athlete that Tim Garrison cannot say enough about. So important to have that strong lead off. Now the junior Alexis Jeffrey, transfer from UCLA. She will lead things off for the Tigers. As you see their lineup on the right-hand side, that vault score, a huge score for LSU to open with. Ty Cal for the best vault in the NCAA so far this year.
I was watching Alexis in practice yesterday, and I was so impressed with all the handstands that she was hitting.
Delaney Rodriguez, 9.5 for her vault.
Full in, a little bit close to the bar, but really well done.
A mile in the air. I mean, she pulled a parachute on that landing.
So high, got so much height on that. She's really improved that from last season.
Jay Clark in his 4th season as the head coach of the LSU Tigers has done a lot But the one thing that they're coveting is that national title. He knows it. He knows a lot of eyes. Every year they're wondering, is this the year for the LSU Tigers? But he keeps it in perspective. He says, you know, I'm not going to sacrifice the experience and the relationship with these athletes to win a title, but they've got a good culture. Who knows? This could be the year. Cecily Rizzo now the second gymnast to go on vault for Kentucky. 9.85 as we mentioned for Delaney Rodriguez in the leadoff spot.
Ruchenko full twist. Really clean ball, just a small hop on the landing.
So they're going to put up some big vaults with their final 4 vaulters as we look at Tim Garrison in his 13th season. Their best season ever was last year when they finished 6th at the NCAA. He kind of joked with us because they're always the team that's up and coming. He's like, when do we stop being the up and coming team? And he thinks they've arrived. And I tell you what, I kind of heard him say that at the beginning of the season. I'm like, all right, well, we'll see. I think if they're for real. This team is for real and could be in the NCAA finals. Now here we go with sophomore Ashley Cowan. She's following Alexis Jeffrey and her 9.8.
Sometimes you just let go a second too late. That release move is called a ray. It is so difficult. She got so much height on that. Gymnastics is so hard because you just let go just a millisecond too late. See, she almost had it.
Looked like she had her grips around the bar, Allie.
You know, sometimes you just, when you're in the arena, it's always a different environment. The bars never feel the same no matter where you are in the world. And so it just could have been a little bit too loose or she held on a little too long. Sometimes they choose to repeat the skill. Looks like she's going to repeat it. Connects it right over to an overshoot. You know, I give her a lot of credit. It's hard to get back up and have the courage to do it again after you fall. She's doing a beautiful job. Amazing finish to that routine.
Recovers nicely. Important to get back up there and finish strong. We have women's basketball Sunday afternoon right here on the SEC Network and ESPN app. The Lady Vols, my wife's a huge fan, will host Vandy in Knoxville at 3 Eastern time. Then number 1 South Carolina, the only undefeated team left in Division I, squares off against Texas A&M. Great basketball this Sunday. So we will keep an eye now on LSU. We talked about you can drop that low score. Ashley Cowan, unfortunately, that's the score they're going to want to drop. Now, Ariana Patterson, she is in her 6th year at Kentucky. She follows Cecily Rizzo's 9.75 here on vault.
This ball is out of a 10.0. Same ball we saw from Haley Bryant.
Big time right there.
So big.
They needed some stuck landings. Again, those are balls to the handspring front half. You can see the floor, right? A great opportunity to stick, but they haven't done them lately. Maybe tonight will be different.
Yeah, watch right here. She's able to open up and literally spot that landing. That is going to be a big number.
Hey, you know, they're in the house of Haley Bryant. And she does that ball better than anybody in the world. And I got to wonder, are these Kentucky Wildcats going, hold on a second, give me my shot, right?
I think Ariana came pretty close. That was really, really good.
Saw that great ball from Kaya Johnson in the first rotation. Now pressure is on her because Ashley Cowan, 9.75 for her routine.
I love watching Kaya on this event. Watch how sharp and dynamic she is. Beautiful handstand at the top of the bar. She does one of the best dismounts in the country. She just floats.
And that was great, but I'm just going to say what everybody's thinking. 2 of the biggest dismounts you're going to see. She took those hops.
I know. She gets so much height. It looks so effortless and so easy for her, but she's going to receive no deduction, in my opinion, for the double layout.
Can you try too hard to stick?
Absolutely. Even Coach Jay Clark says that they don't talk about sticks because if you overthink it, you forget to do what's important in the skill. If you do the skill right, the stick will come.
I like that. Ariana Patterson in 9.925, so no 10-0, but scores building. Here's Isabella Magnelli.
Same ball we just saw.
Pretty good.
Very close to a stick.
So you got to think, Ariana did almost perfect ball, looked pretty perfect. 9.925. Isabella, a little bit of a hop, probably be in the 9/8. Would you guess?
I think so. I think the judges would like to see her land just a little bit more with her chest up, but that was really clean and really well done.
That small hop, probably a 10th on the landing. nonetheless, very well done. Now, Kaya Johnson, a 9.85 in the third spot. Now the sensational freshman, Connor McLean, got a 10-0, her first 10-0 of her collegiate career. I suspect we're going to see a lot more 10s from this athlete. Here she goes on the uneven bars, again, a huge spot for the Tigers. Gotta hit.
Wow. That is exactly the bounce that the judges are looking for at the top of the bar. Watch her toe point. Her legs are glued together the entire routine. If she sticks this, John, I think she's going to get a 10.
You're calling for a... Oh, come on!
So close!
You can't do that to Allie Raisman. She wanted her
so
first
beautiful.
10. But the execution, Al, you said it. I mean, you're not going to see better execution in college gymnastics.
Watch this handstand. I mean, that is exactly textbook what the judges are looking for.
And the toe point. Holy
Just
cow.
perfection.
My feet are cramping just looking at the toe point.
Mine are too.
What a job from Connor McLean. Isabella Magnelli, 9.85. Now Raina Worley breaks up the handspring pike front halves, right? With the Yurchenko 1.5.
Yes, this is a big vault. Usually when I see her do this, she over-rotates it a little bit. But she can't overthink it too much and go for the stick. That was really clean in the air, just a small step on that landing. I love how she was able to open up and keep her hips open.
How risky is that? You're landing forward, blind landing, right? You want to open and go for the stick, but it's catastrophic if you're short. So you take the 10th and just cut your losses, or what's the mentality there?
Yeah, it's better to take a step forward than a step backwards. And as I mentioned, if you try too hard to go for the stick, a lot of times you actually end up falling. And the 1.5 is a blind landing. Your head is coming from the opposite direction, so it's really hard to spot that landing.
Connor McLean got a 9.875. A 10th on the dismount. I don't know where they found that other quarter 10th deduction. It looked cleaner than that to me. But Savannah Shane here now in the 5th spot.
Watch this height on the Jaeger. Very beautiful handstand. She went over just the slightest bit, and that's the risk in gymnastics on bars. You try so hard to hit that handstand, sometimes you just go over just a little bit. That was perfect right there. Double front, half.
There we go.
That is
They
a
needed that.
beautiful dismount. That is going to be a big number. This double front with a half twist is just so stunning. It's one of my favorite dismounts on bars to watch.
Yeah, unique dismount. She makes it look, I'm guessing, a lot easier than it really is.
Absolutely. We're actually going to see the same dismount later from Haley Bryan, her teammate.
So Raina Worley, a 9.875. So 4 season high scores so far for Kentucky as Mackenzie Wilson looking to put an exclamation point on what has been a solid ball rotation for the Wildcats.
Ball is out of a 10.0. Wow.
Just put a little
Just
bit.
the slightest little step, and Coach Tim Garrison actually says that Mackenzie is the most improved gymnast on this team.
Mackenzie, a junior from Clinton, Tennessee, and Premier Athletic. So nicely done from Kentucky. They are done on vault. Their low score there was a 9.75, which I believe Wilson will outscore that. So they'll drop that 9.75. And speaking of dropping scores, Haley Bryant, who is as solid as anyone in the country, is looking to hit a routine and drop the 9.375 from Ashley Cowan. Right now, the bottom right your score, they're counting that 9.375. So they drop that score. Haley Bryant very well could put LSU back in the lead.
It is hard to find a deduction when you watch Haley. She does not have a weak event. Stunning handstand.
9.9 for Bryant will keep LSU out in front of the Wildcats. Certainly she's capable of that.
Wow. Another handstand right on top of the bar. Same dismount we just saw. Double front half twist. Wow. That is exactly why they picked Haley to be the last one up on this event. They trust her. They know she's going to hit.
So I'll tell you what. So Savannah Shane here, 9.925, right? The emotion in the building and how good this routine was right here, you feel like it could be a 10.
She hit her handstands. It was fantastic.
There's the Jay Clark we know and love. And it's official. You can see it in the background right there. Haley Bryant, a 10-point. Oh, how do you get a 10 covering your first meet? It took me years to get my first 10.
I think I just got lucky. I mean, it's just so incredible. Haley Bryant has the ability to get a 10 on every single event. She just truly blows me away. Well deserved.
And she is so fun to watch. You know, she said in the video earlier that this is her last year. She can come back. So if we want to start a petition on the comeback Haley Bryant, I think even the Wildcats would want to see that. Right now, we're going to go down to Taylor Davis. She's with the head coach of the Kentucky Wildcats.
Thank you, John. Coach, you talked to us this week about the importance in starting strong in an environment like this. That was a great example of it. Season highs on both first events. How has your team responded?
You know, they're loving the atmosphere. You know, we got over there. We had 5 out of 6 stuck bar dismounts, which is good, which is huge at this point. I think we had a little amplitude issues on the bar as far as casting goes, but like I told them after that vault rotation right there, we're going to get that lined out as we go on. You know, we got the landing part done, and I think we had 2 sticks over here on vault, but I thought the amplitude was good. So they're handling the atmosphere great. I think they're feeding off of it. They're enjoying their time right now, so we're halfway through.
And they'll take it to floor. Thanks, Coach.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Taylor. 11th career 10.0 for Haley Bryant, her second on the uneven bars. When we come back, we're going to talk about one of the stars of the Wildcats, Ariana Patterson. Ari, the artistic gymnast. She is a lot of fun.